nearly intercepted.
Junior out of Virginia Beach.
Well, when you said uh-oh, I mean, it was the same thing that I was feeling, because there were 2 defenders and 1 wide receiver, and Limestone was outnumbered. And
I go uh-oh anytime somebody rears back deep, but that ball kind of like it died in the wind from my vantage point.
And it may have. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers, 2 near side, 3 on the far side. Short pass missed by Leyland, and Limestone's going to be 3 and out.
Yeah, they brought
4th and 9.
Yeah, they brought an extra blitzer over there to Knowler's right. They brought an extra blitzer over there.
Yeah, you had to hurry it a bit.
Yeah, hurried it just a bit.
Yeah, Levin's going to play him man-to-man. We got to take advantage of it.
And Peacock's back deep out of Reedsville, Carolina.
Back to punt for the Saints.
All right, we're good.
Number 99, Brian Frey.
Got to roll. Got to relax.
He does have a bit of a wind to punt mostly into. High spiral. Good hang time on this one, and it goes out of bounds. Should be somewhere near 45. Good possession start for Wasps. Yeah, they're putting it right on the 45. How's that for a guess?
How much movement?
Wait, you on the first?
Well, it's also right in front of me. That does help. Sometimes you have a good vantage point. So 1st and 10 for the Wasps from their own 45. Emory and Henry. Got 3 on the near side, including a slot receiver, tight end position. Now motion the other way. We'll put 2 receivers on the far side. And number 7.
Talk to him.
Number 7, Jackson Good.
With a gain of 4.
Number 1, Sean Brown.
Tell 9, he can take advantage of that.
Limstone's defense does tend to bend more than break.
Yeah, take advantage.
Illegal procedure against Emory and Henry.
If we get back into the opener, guys, I think we're going to go University of Texas left, same South draft, even as global start. And then if it's positive, you make it right
Start against Emory and Henry.
See what they got.
7 and 11.
Not yet. Did you hear the
I did not.
referee? So they tested that before the game. Play action. Way off. Great coverage by number 6 for the Saints.
He was kind of running that delayed mesh there.
Hey, that safety is all you can favor.
It's an interesting decision for Emory and Henry.
Offense hot.
Starting to play by number 0, Josh Shapiro.
Hey, dirty.
I like what they did in the first series, and Limestone changing some personnel out.
When you got a quarterback like Mutter, who is a dual threat, it kind of opens up your playbook a little bit in a situation like this.
Really good passing numbers. He can run it himself. They give it. And they did not.
No, sir.
He may have lost a half a yard on this one. Limestone defense swarming.
punt per se, and then you have a chance here. Yeah, take a shot, go for it. On a short field, decent field.
Motion puts 3 receivers on the near side.
We boxed it back inside.
Now motion the other way.
They cut right back over and we boxed it.
Oh, he's got almost 10. They're going to give him 8.
Tackle made by Mark Harris, number 13. The shorter transfer out of Tallapoosa, Georgia.
That's an interesting name. Another running play. Good lead block. Leyland gets a yard out of this one.
Robinson there again on the stop.
Dolphins left 90. Dolphins left 90.
Leyland mounds in for the yard goal. Interesting to see whether Limestone goes with the big guy or do they pull the pass in. Yes, that is offside. Intercepted, but
it's a free play, so it doesn't hurt you.
nope, does not, unless it's Limestone that's the penalty. So Limestone just takes the free play.
Elijah Hartley, the guilty party junior out of Anderson, South Carolina, previously played at FCS Charleston Southern.
So 1st and 10 from the Wasp 40. Leyland back in the backfield. Essentially 2 wide receivers on each side, although one's a near slot that's now moving to the near side. So Limestone really trying to move the same motion we saw before. Play action. Plenty of time. The question is, can he get this one? Yes. Touchdown, Saints.
Nice grab there, Jack Stoltz. Looked kind of died in the air a little bit, but he had just enough Stoltz. He was able to position himself, makes the catch, survive the fall, and that's what you want if you're Limestone. Cash in off the turnover. Extra point from...
Yeah, we'll watch the extra point. We're trying to figure out the replays here. It's good. So the Saints draw first blood, 7-0.
11:27 to go first quarter.
He went block 17. Yeah, it's a different look than what they've been giving us. That's the bug. We got it. It's just like the 3 down. Hey, it's just like the 3 down. Let me talk to him real quick. Can you give him the headset? Yeah, let me talk to him right quick.
Both John Wall and Associate really is proudly.
Hey, buddy, they're giving us a different look with the universe. You got me? They're giving us a different look with the universe. 17, remember, he's the buck now. So really, you're going to go to the next guy. Yep, you'll go to the inside guy, the middle guy, when we go right, okay? We'll leave him for the full. Remember in fall camp, our defense was giving us that 3 down with that buck walk. It's similar, right? Just vacate him. And then it's going to set up, it's going to set up our freaking, our pump, our pop off of it, okay?
kicking off. And we've got, let's see, 21-1 for them on the receiving. Cam Peoples, the wide receiver, and 21 should be Gerald Harrison, defensive back. Deneen, I've seen him put it in all different places, in the end zone, short of the end zone. He is kicking into a bit of a wind. The flag is fairly straight and ranging from 45 diagonal across the field.
I can't see me. Oh, exactly.
Big break there. Limestone's in trouble. This one could go all the way.
One man to beat. Oh, God.
All the way down to the 10-yard line.
Speed kills, Professor. Speed kills.
So missing multiple attempts at the flag. Once he got loose, it was the last guy catching the
Well, he's only 5'6", 170, Professor, but Harrison is. But what he lacks in size, he makes up for with skill and speed.
And because he's a defensive back, losing the helmet isn't a problem because he has to sit out a play. But it's the offense who's in, and they've got a very short field to work with and a chance to even things up with just 10 yards to go. First and goal. Mutter has Jackson next to him. They got one lone wide receiver far out on the near side. Everybody else in tight. This is a running play.
Ball number play by number 5. Gain of 1, second and 9.
Pass coverage. Look, one of the best ones on the Limestone defense. Wide receiver.
Coach, how about the movement up front? Coach Garner?
Tight end, slot position. On the far side of the line. Another, this one's play action. And a throw to the back of the end zone. And he did get his foot down just in place.
Get the offense ready. Get the offense ready.
7-6.
I don't want to sound the homer. I'm not so sure about that. It was very close, that's for sure. I'll give it to him, though. Cam Abshire out of Roanoke, Virginia.
But he, you know, the only question would be if he had his foot on the line, and I don't think that any of the replay that they have this year for the football teams to use is going to show that. And we do have an extra point attempt. Try and tie the game. Ball down and up and through the uprights.
Good
We're tied at 7.
That's a good answer by the visiting Wasps. 10:28 to go in the first. 7-all.
But some interesting differences. Very short field for Emory and Henry on that one.
You know, I tell people all the time, Professor, and sometimes people want to ignore it. Special teams, the kicking game, whatever you call it, it's a third of the game for a reason.
Limestone on coverage. Hope they're talking about that on their team coverage for the next time they have to kick off. But this time Limestone will be receiving.
Glad to have you with us on a Sunday afternoon at the Rock.
Other than a little breezy, it's a gorgeous day.
Sunny, a little bit blustery, but
well, you're outside. You're enjoying the weather, right?
oh, absolutely. Little breeze is fine. As long as it doesn't get Arctic, I'm fine.
Number 7, Tavon Durisma, and number 26.
Tavon Durisma. Number 7 back for the Saints along with Jeremiah Williams. They're standing at the goal line. And having an issue with the ball.
Yeah, they go P2 Joe. Trey's already on the ball.
Trading out.
Just tell him to freaking squash it. South.
So the second kickoff for number 38. Out of Statesville, North Carolina.
Home of the
And again, put it in the middle of the end zone. So Limestone has let 2 go by.
Statesville, North Carolina, home of the Greyhounds. That's their high school nickname, the Greyhounds, a rock-solid program in the state of North Carolina over the years.
And a very interesting dog to have as a pet.
Absolutely.
Not as uncommon as you think because of the fact that they still have retired racing greyhounds that after a couple of years of racing.
But moreover, that's an interesting name to give for a mascot. I can't think of too many high school colleges that have greyhounds as a last name. All right, ready to resume.
Layla right up the middle. No. Yes. That was not what we expected.
Finish number 5, Jalen Jones.
Big first down for the Saints.
Short pass game, little side armor right there. Right.
Everyone going after, or at least enough people going after Layla. And single back in the backfield long with Nolan. This time it stays with Layla and runs into his own line and goes back as
Sean Collins was on the stop, as was Elijah Harper.
He had nowhere to go. There was literally a wall in front of him that wasn't moving the right direction from his perspective.
Second and 12.
Wide receiver near to the far along the slot.
What's he saying?
Maybe change and play at the line. This time it's student ball left. He gets one of the 2 back. It's 3rd and 11.
Caleb Lundy and Jacob Robinson on the stop. Lundy, another transfer from the FCS team, previously played at Eastern Kentucky.
Tampa right, Nike. 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 Let's go. Tampa right, Nike. He's set. Let's see what we're doing.
Stone's got 8 yards for jump sides there on the other side. Four wide receivers, 3 on the far side. Pass all the way. Nice catch for an extra 5 yards beyond the Harper side.
That was a nice grab.
And there were more defensive shirts around than the receiver for the Saints, but a great catch. And the ball was put exactly where, and another play blown up in the backfield. Loss of 2.
That's Harper again, 17. Boy, he's been.
Oh, now we've got multiple flags for some sort of.
Some jawing going on back there, I think.
More than John, I think. At least 3 different flags ended up on the ground.
That's a good job there by number 8 for Limestone. Good job there,
Turn it up the field, Mike. See if we can hear the referee when he finally starts talking.
That's a good job by Limestone pulling DJ Black away from the scene right there. You don't want to get in any trouble here.
No, it's one thing to take the penalty. It's another thing to
compound
get thrown out
and turn
or something else.
The 17 darted upfield, and Luke's got a.
I was about to say Parker did a good job. He just been flying around.
Yeah, I mean, the kid made a great
Emory and Henry.
Darted upfield.
Having a conversation. I don't think it's about which restaurants in Gaffney have power they can eat at after.
No, maybe if there's offsetting penalties.
No doubt. That's the talk.
But I'm not sure what the nature of this conversation is, because this one's going on a long time.
But that's where I think he's just got to, like,
everyone involved except for
that he has a better angle.
Line judge on the near side.
Yeah, he's just got to. Yeah, he's just got to.
right. District goes to Texas right. District versus Texas right. District versus Texas
I
right.
did not catch which player for Limestone, what number has been eliminated.
Jericho Cottry is getting the explanation right now.
Yeah, he's got the head referee and another official there.
My first guess would be 0, being that he was the one that was being pulled back to begin with by his teammates.
And I do not see him on the sideline at all.
Yeah,
He's just, oh no, he's way down at the end of the line to the left.
oh yeah.
Limestone, 3 wide receivers now, motion to the near side, number 5. Run again. Oh, great change of direction. And Limestone gets much of it back to make a relatively short 3rd down and maybe 3rd and 4.
Good run there. Kept those legs churning after the first catch.
Well,
Like you said, he's a little bowling ball at 5'2", but no, that's that clown's the other one. But yeah, 5'10", 175 for going 10 balls talk.
I want to go. I want to go. I want to go ying. And I want to go spider slice. Bubble. I want to go ying. And I want to go spider slice. Bubble.
This is as deep as Limestone's gotten in Emory and Henry territory because the one touchdown pass they have is long, and we got a illegal procedure coming up against the Saints almost certainly from where that flag was and how quickly they whistled it. So now it's 5 yards the other way.
Offense number 64. 5-yard penalties. Remains 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 9. It'll be interesting to see how the play changes for Limestone.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna get away.
Three wide receivers, far side. Good protection for Noah. This one is one-on-one. And just enough pass breakup by number 21, Gerald Harrison, the junior out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, to make this a 4th and 9. And Limestone setting up the team.
That's who had a long kickoff return just a moment ago, so he's making plays everywhere.
That's right. And he did just enough on that disrupted. Nola floated a good ball, had good protection.
I'll tell you, the wind just really picked up a gust, so it'll be interesting to see what this punt looks like.
There's a little more line drive, and it's going right toward deep territory in a great position. Down to the 4 and 5. Right at the 5.
6 minutes and 17 seconds to play in the opening quarter. 7-7. If you're just with us on St. Sports, they're on Flow Sports Sunday afternoon college football from Gaffney, South Carolina.
You want to run to the boundary?
I'm helping them out, and we're having a good old time up here.
That was a nice little read there, even if it wasn't a read.
Appreciate it. Your check will be in the mail soon.
What about Texas right on St. Rock?
Although you might not get it, so I wouldn't be. It depends on how long the power goes.
Believe it or not, I only missed mail one day. We actually had mail yesterday.
There you go.
Deep running, and this isn't going to make the line of scrimmage. Well, forward progress. No, they're going to give him a loss of a half a yard to 1 yard. That's Jackson.
Well, number 12, Alonzo Johnson. And number 95, Ethan Reynolds.
Transfer from St. Francis University out of Pennsylvania.
That limestone interior front just
So a loss of 1 makes it 2nd and 11.
is acting like an impenetrable wall right now, that limestone front.
Well, as long as they read correctly. Wasps have got no good on the ground.
Owen's always shuffling.
Right back up to the same. Running back and maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
Well, if I may elaborate here, this is an interesting situation situation for the offense, because the reason they ran 2 times is because you're in the shadow here on goalposts. You want to get breathing room. Well, they didn't get any breathing room. They've actually lost a yard. So you can't run and, concede, but at the same time, you risk throwing, you risk a safety or maybe even worse. So I'll be curious to see what the play call is for Emory and Henry right here.
Giving themselves just enough room. They're at the 7 now.
Oh, okay, yes, the thing was a little bit slow.
Limestone step behind. As number 1, Cam Peoples, the junior out of Reidsville, North Carolina. It's a huge first down.
Well, that solved the breathing room problem.
Yes.
I don't know if it was a double move or a slip or a coverage breakdown, but Peoples was able to get behind the defender and make the grab.
Limestone does do a lot of one-on-one coverage. So some sort of move got by. First and 10 from their own 28, 32, 33, excuse me. That one was just too far. Well covered by the Saints.
Well, if you're Emory and Henry, you're just glad that he got up because he fumbled the snap. He dropped the snap.
Yeah, to get that ball off was pretty good. You're right.
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Three receivers far side, 1 man. Now motion right, even it out. Run to the wrong side, and Limestone let this one go. Oh, gain of 17 to midfield.
Jordan Jackson, 5'9", 215. And
they're actually giving him an extra yard to the Limestone 49.
Yeah,
Another first down, and everyone's going the opposite direction than the running back.
Yeah, lowered the boom on that run. 3:50 to go in the first.
I got you.
Limestone did make the tackle when it counted because that was the last player who could have tackled.
Coach Garner, what do you think about getting some deal inspired shooting gaps and all that stuff?
He's got a gain of 4, maybe 5, depending on how they mark it.
Tackle play by number 9, Eric Williams for the Saints.
2nd and 6.
It's 2nd and 6.
James. Another running play. This is going backwards by 4. Boom! Whammo! Number 8. Denver Saints.
Rory Johnson. Play, 4 yards.
3rd and 10 now.
Just an excellent read. He just blew that play slap up, but now they got 3rd and a decent amount here. This will get the crowd on its feet again.
Relatively tight formation here. Got 2 receivers to each side, and it's pass play all the way. Well, maybe not. Yeah, it still is. That was closer to being intercepted than caught.
Well, very good, Professor. Limestone bends a little bit, but doesn't break.
And I'm assuming that we got the punt team coming out for Emory and Henry.
Yeah, 4th and 10, I would think so.
Yeah, they've got that little wall you see nowadays of 3 players with a snap going between them.
Now, you've heard a lot about punters from Australia, Professor, but this one is from Cape Town, South Africa.
That's a little different.
Wally Venter.
Limestone's got 1 player deep. Good punt, a lot of hang time, fair catch. Oh, they're going to let it go in the end zone, and it does. And number 4, Sean Collins.
He was trying.
Almost got his hand on it to keep it from going in the end zone, but was about a foot too far into the end zone when he touched it.
He was trying. He just about got there, but
Limestone's much happier to have it on the 20 than at, say, the 1 or the 1 foot line.
Absolutely. So you got 2:02 left in the first quarter. Let's see what Limestone's offense will do on this possession.
Leyland again in the backfield.
I can tell you right now from being out here, Professor, the wind is picking up a little bit.
Motion across the other side. Nice little job of spinning underneath the tackle to get an extra yard or two. But short gain for Leyland.
Jacob Robinson again out of Warrenton, Virginia, and Kettle Run High School.
Second
Dallas right.
for the
Dallas
Saints.
right. I'm going to go Gary, H. Railroad exit. Dallas right.
Yeah, if Leyland would have spun underneath that tackle, he would have been stopped for less than a yard, if any gain. Pass all the way. This one's to Leyland. He's got really good.
He's out of here.
It was not who they expected to go after. They read pass right away defensively. They were looking for the guy coming off the backfield and had no one on him.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. No help over there on that side. And once he was able to turn the corner, once Leyland turned the corner, it was good night, nurse.
Limestone's Daniel Deneen for the extra point to try and make this 14-7. Low kick, line drive, and it missed left.
You just hope it doesn't come back and bite you later.
So 13-7 after that one. And we've still got a minute 21 to go in the quarter.
Well, Professor, when I first got up here about 11:30 this morning, we talked to him. I floated the possibility to you that this could be a shootout, and
well, so far it looks more like that than it does a defensive battle.
Yeah, might be trending that way.
Of course, Limestone didn't help by giving up a short field of 10 yards.
That is true.
So second kickoff for Deneen. 21-32. 21 was the big run back before Harrison. 32 is Rudolph Paul, sophomore out of Douglasville, Georgia. They're deep, but they're not that deep with the wind. They're at the 10.
Yeah, I'm sure you can hear it on my mic, but the wind's really picking up, man.
Yeah, it's definitely picked up a notch or two. Be interesting to see if now a line drive kick, sort of what he did. If he get it long enough, you're fine. But you run the risk of overrunning it. No, he just boots it. This one's going to the corner of the end zone. Did that go out of bounds?
I think it just landed in the end zone.
Okay.
Just inside the pylon.
You can see that better than I could.
Yeah, just inside the pylon. Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a boomer, but again, that wind kind of,
caught it and curled it.
Curl it down. And we talk about special teams being a third of the game. In windy conditions, it becomes not just that, it becomes an adventure. It can be.
No, I'm with you. If they want to
see the missed extra point,
dude, I'm in.
So Limestone they are a little bit behind in the kicking game. So they missed the extra point, and now
now they're fixing it. So what the heck? They changed it to the 25. It's a touchback.
Yeah. Okay. And then
it's a punt in the end zone. That's to the 20. But kickoff, first and 10 for Emory and Henry Wasps from their own 25.
Hey, great job.
Wide receivers to the far side, handoff.
Yeah, I mean,
is that 7 or is that different? That's number 1.
Yeah, that's Peoples line up the running back. Interesting.
They need a little more speed and some size to get into the tackles. Now 7's in, so Jackson back.
Maybe they try to get him. Maybe he has the role kind of like Deebo Samuel has with San Francisco. He is a receiver but he also lines up as running back for multiple snaps.
Let's go, D!
Mutter pass play all the way here. Short pass, gain of 6 to make it a 3rd and 2. Well, as a football team, you always like short 3rd downs.
Absolutely, yeah. You want to win 1st down, but if you don't win 1st down, you know, at least make 3rd down manageable.
2 receivers wide.
Got the thunder wave.
Maybe a reshuffling of the play. That pause that's so common nowadays. Direct handoff, and he's not going to make it. Oh, actually he is. Forward progress is going to get him right to the 1st down marker. Limestone had them stop, but he got an extra surge from some linemen behind him.
Into the corner.
And that takes us to a new 1st down right at the 35. We'll be switching directions after we take this break of a half.
What's your favorite tempos right now? They haven't been doing exactly what I thought they were, to be honest with you.
We're back. We keep having this camera turning on sound, so I went in the audio mixer and turned it off so that the field sounds are a little bit lower. And it's stuff that we wouldn't have been even hearing, Seth.
Right.
So I just noticed it on the screen.
Well, until I knew we were back on, I wanted to keep my mouth shut just in case. You know what the rule is, you know, even on act like every mic's a hot mic always.
That's right. Big pass play, and all open. Limestone's just allowed Emory Henry to potentially go ahead. Big pass to number 14, Cam Absher, the sophomore out of Roanoke, Virginia.
Yeah,
Absher, the leading receiver, and that's his 4th touchdown on the season.
Yeah, he just got behind the defense there, and it was only a matter of whether or not the throw would be in stride, and boy, was it.
Yeah, perfect throw from Mutter. And it's tied at 13, but may not stay that way long, which will be the first lead of the game for Emory and Henry if this one's successful. Kick is up and good. So 14-13. Limestone falls behind for the first time, and this one is starting to look like a shootout. Or maybe not a shootout if one team can figure out how to defensively solve the other.
I think that's what it's going to come down to, which defense can make more stops at this rate.
Yeah, allow the offenses to pull some sort of margin up. Saints in an extended huddle on the side of the field while Emory and Henry sets up the kickoff. Going back deep. Wide receiver Durisma again, along with number 26.
Number 7,
Andon Rogers. This time they're on their own 1. Now this is the first kickoff that they've had against any wind, and that one was received at 8 or the 9. And returned to just shy of the 20, at maybe the 19. So a little bit deeper field position. We've got a player shaken up on the field. I believe that's number 25, Jacob Robinson, junior out of Warrenton, Virginia, who's on the ground for the Wasps.
A reminder that this week, Limestone with home events at the Rock Tuesday night, women's volleyball against Newberry, I believe. And then we have a soccer doubleheader on Wednesday, and then Saturday, soccer doubleheader as well.
Well, and there's soccer going on today at Catawba in a delayed game.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
They were supposed to play at 1 as well, and I have, once we get into halftime, I'll pull up some scores and see. I'm not even sure which game is going first, women or the men. Is the men first? So that's the one that's the most interesting one, as Limestone's worked their way up into the top 10.
Yeah, trying to build and go even bit further than what they did last year on the men's soccer side, which was an absolutely amazing season.
Made it to the round of 8 and lost a heartbreaker right here in Gaffney with just a few seconds left in the second of the 2 overtime periods.
Yep, that was a tough one.
Just 2 wide receivers and running play all the way here, and this one's going nowhere if not backwards. Maybe a loss of 1 or 2. It looks like they're going to give a loss of 2. Back to the 17.
Loss of 2.
Emory and Henry's defense is showing something against a much more potent offense here so far.
They are.
They're giving up some big plays to the Saints, but a lot of the running stuff is just completely different than what we're used to seeing from Leyland.
5 seconds.
Yeah, down to 2. Well, they go right back to Leyland, and he maybe got a yard, if that.
Yes.
No, nothing.
This Emory and Henry front is really eating. Ian Rea and Caleb Lundy on the stop.
Saints going right back to the line. Problem here is that it's an obvious passing down. 3 wide receivers near side only. Nobody split out the other side. And Emory and Henry's got players there. As they're this time they're watching Leyland coming out of the backfield.
Play clock winding down again.
Got it off with 2 seconds. Has to step up. Plenty of time. Wide open. Limestone's number 88. Gray Robinson had to wait for that one. For about 2 seconds, he had to slow down his running.
Let's rewind about 90 seconds, Professor. What did you just say about they are susceptible to giving up big plays, though, as well?
Yes, and that's what's done it for the Saints is the big pass play. Plus 1 big running play.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the 20. Limestone in the red zone for the first time. This time Leyland gets positive yards, maybe 2.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is their first trip because the both touchdowns were long plays, chunk plays.
Yeah, 40-yard pass to Stoltz and a 77-yard pass to Leyland. Second and 8 from the 18. 3 wide receivers. And
wide open.
right up the middle. Number 5 for the Saints. Jalen Jones, the Limestone leading pass receiver. And he's got his first touchdown of the day. And Limestone now has put up 3 passing touchdowns. This one, the shortest one at just 18 yards.
It's turned into a little game of pinball. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Back and forth, back and forth. I mean, again, wide open.
Deneen back for the extra point. Remember, he did miss 1, so this is to try and make it 20. It's 19-14 at the moment. Limestone not going for 2. This one is good. And the Saints go back to a 6-point lead, 20-14.
11:53 still to play in the second quarter. I hope you like offense.
Well, Limestone's drive times, 2:34 for their first one, 40 seconds for their second one. And we don't have a time yet on this one, but it was not long.
I mean,
maybe a couple minutes.
It's like watching, some of these high-profile college offenses, like Tennessee and others that just score and just, seemingly warp speed.
Well, Emory and Henry's touchdown was at 14:46. Limestone's at 11:53, so it's under 3 minutes for sure for that last drive. I think the stat software won't put a time on it until we get the kickoff actually in as the play in, and then it's a change in drive. But a lot of scoring so far. 34 points, and we're just kind of barely in the second quarter.
This is the game that's going to makes defensive coordinators lose hair and just age.
That's exactly what I would have said. or lose hair not just because it falls out, but because you pull it out.
Exactly.
Number 21, Darrell Harrison.
Harrison and Peoples back for the Wasps. Deneen being held up to put the ball down. Now he's get approval. We may have had a red cap on the field. We missed it if we did. Which is fine. We've shown enough commercials. It's always interesting to watch Deneen because he goes straight back, he jumps, and then he walks over to get his angle. Good boot. This one makes it to the back 2/3 of the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 from the 25 for Emory and Henry.
All right, let's see what happens this time around.
And of course, Limestone's been just as susceptible to the big play.
Oh, yeah.
We've had one big running play to a wide receiver. You're not traditional running back. But everything else that have been big plays for Emory and Henry have been in the air. So far, Limestone 230 passing yards, Emory and Henry 116. Rushing 29 yards for Emory and Henry, 13 for the Saints. Yeah, end around.
Yep.
Gets 5 or even 6. Good lead blocking to push it all the way to the edge. Limestone really didn't have the contain they should have, and it's 2nd and 4.
Gain of 6 in play.
Three wides, 2 near side. Pass all the way. Well, coverage sack.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Coverage sack.
All the way back to the original line of scrimmage at the 20, or at the 25.
You give credit to the entire defensive unit on that play. The coverage kept the quarterback, made the quarterback keep the ball in his hands, and then the defense finally gets home for the sack.
He thought he had a hole to the outside and then hesitated. And if he wouldn't have hesitated, he might have gotten a couple of yards back compared to where he ended up. But Limestone was right there, ready and waiting. So 3rd and 10. Again, pass all the way. This one coming up the middle, and that is being called a catch.
Yep.
for a gain of 18.
Wow. Man.
Right at the ground level, but he had his arms in such a way to get the ball, keep it above the ground.
Couldn't get off the field on third down. My goodness. And again, wide open, too.
Do we have a review?
Maybe.
Now, we should mention that the review system is something that's completely separate from our broadcast. There are cameras on the field, one near our close-up cam, one in the end zone. So yes, you see the head official disappear from the screen from the camera that we have, and he's running over to the near left side corner of the field, outside the boundaries where there's a tent, and each team has gear that attaches into the Limestone cameras and allow them to clip out I should say the team cameras, and clip out plays and then send them down for review. And so the head official goes over to the tent and gets a chance to look at those on an iPad down in the tent. Now, we at this point don't have access to those plays for the broadcast. At some point, maybe we'll figure out how to get them.
Again, if you are just joining us and you like offense, you've missed one heck of a show so far here today.
Well, total yards, 163 for Emory and Henry, which is similar to their average of close 300 per game, and Limestone at 243 so far.
And it is worth noting that, you know, the reason why you think, well, why is it so close? Well, one of Emory and Henry's 2 touchdown drives was off a very short field that was set up by a long kickoff return.
And a very quick return. Somebody was talking on one of the blogs yesterday about the Lenore-Ryan game that a review took 10 minutes. Play on the field stands.
Which means they had no indisputable evidence to overturn the call.
Well, I thought from the angle I saw that, yeah, you might guess at it, but unless you have that zillion different angles like you see in a, you know, Power 5 or a NFL game,
yeah,
you're not going to be able to get close enough to see where a tip of a football might have caught the ground, and it looked like his hands were in the right position to cradle it. Now it does charge timeout against the Saints. So Emory and Henry 1st and 10 from their own 42, or 43, excuse me. But that last play was a good call because it was underneath the Limestone coverage. Kind of curled back. Running play, bounces outside, gets 5.
Number 7, George Jackson. Ball down by number 0.
Good pursuit there on the corner by the Saints. He had about, what, 3 blue shirts there to meet him?
So 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5.
Three wideouts, tight end switching sides of the line with motion. And again, running right up the middle. Maybe another 2 before they've said progress or tackle has been made. So 3rd and 3. Relatively short 3rd down. Oh, they had a, what, 3rd and 1 or 2 deep in their own territory, and Limestone was able to deal with that. A little bit of a switch as Jackson goes the other side keeper, and he's going to get it good full surge of the running back plus 2 linemen helping him along, and he gets 3 when he needed 2 for a first down in Limestone territory at their 46. So now using the grinding game while they can, and doing a decent job at it.
It helps give your defense some rest too.
Pass this time all the way. And I hurried. Charles Mullen III can't get that one on target to his running back Jordan Jackson. So 2nd and 10. Of course, now unless you get a pretty big running play, you're kind of stuck with passes. If you have a long 3rd down. 3 wideouts again, 2 far side. Tight end in the slot. I think we have a timeout. We do.
Yes.
First called timeout of the game. Limestone was assessed one. We will take a break and be back after this.
7:48 to go in the second.
Back at the Rock. So far, 7 plays, 29 yards for this drive. By the way, that last Limestone drive was 2 minutes and 11 seconds, covering 76 yards. So Limestone showing some pretty quick hurry-up offense. Wide receiver on the near side for Emory and Henry. It looks like his foot's almost over the line. He's right close to it. Oh, broken tackle and a gain of over 15.
He just was lumbering up the middle.
No, they gave him 14, but it's 1st and 10.
In that instance, what's 1
yard?
yard? In that instance, what's 1 yard between friends? They're going tempo.
Oh,
ooh,
overthrown.
Yeah, he had the slightest step on him, but just a little too much on it.
Well, and they had maybe a couple inches of height advantage, so if you would have been able to run under the ball, it could have made that a touchdown going away. But instead, it's 2nd and 10 again. But a nice run, setting up that first down by Jackson. Jackson now with 63 net yards compared to Leyland with a net of 13. Because of some of the losses, this is pass all the way, and that was just off target. Number 15, the intended receiver, Hunter Bolton, was open.
He had to be fair, he had to get rid of that because Limestone did have a rusher coming after him.
3rd and 10 after the quarterback hurry. And that's a fair point. But he put a rocket on that one. It really was flying. Which meant that there was no room for error in terms of the receiver getting his hands on that ball. Pass again all the way. Oh, he's going to get enough yards here on the run.
There's the dual threat we talked about earlier.
Doesn't run a ton.
Got a late flag here about the 16-yard line.
We do have a flag, and that could be interesting because it could be some sort of illegal block. It could be a targeting? I didn't see it that particular, but got a small crowd of officials talking about this one.
Okay.
It was targeting that they were talking about, and they said there's no foul. But it is a first down.
Yep.
And Emory and Henry in the red zone on Limestone's 16-yard line. Motion to the near side. Pass and thrown away.
Look out, look out, dance team over there.
Well, number 15 for the Saints.
Yeah, it was kind of a hurry throw. It was
Matt
that
Willow.
Again, it was that mesh, that delayed mesh you see some teams run, but he had nobody open, so he just threw it away.
We had a player near there, but I don't know that he had a clear shot at him. So 2nd and 10. Got 6:44 till halftime. Plenty of time for a couple of different drives to go. This one's been a little more lengthy. Kind of a little bit slow to develop run that doesn't really go but a yard.
Now, can the defense get off the field on 3rd down? Sorry.
Now Jackson, when he was just before he was tossing the ball back, was clearly talking to somebody. And it looked like on the Limestone side there was some frustration going on, or maybe he was talking to one of his own linemen. But the actions of how he was moving the ball before he tossed it to the official indicates that he wasn't happy with whatever developed there. 3rd and a short 9. And this is a sack. All
there
the
we
way
go.
back to the 25-yard line. Or maybe they're going to mark it to the 24, I think.
Big 3rd down sack by this Limestone defense.
It's a loss of 15.
Now you're looking at what, a
14?
Yeah, now you're looking at about a 41-yard field goal for Trace Butcher.
Well, he's going to make the attempt. Gets it off.
Flag down.
It's not going to make distance. Or it did make distance, but it was wide.
Now there is a flag about the 20-yard line.
Interesting where that flag is. That's usually an offsides or an illegal procedure. They didn't blow it dead, so it's not necessarily illegal procedure. Did Limestone jump off? That would be what I would. It was Limestone jumping off, which means they get another 4th down attempt. And this one, now that ball was just barely long enough to make the uprights, but was off to the right side by around a half a foot or so.
So now you got 4 yards closer.
So now it's a
5
20
yards closer, I'm sorry.
or 36-yard attempt. And the wind has maybe died back a bit. This one is up and good. That was close to that same opposite upright on the far side.
5:16 to go in the second. 20-17, the Limestone lead.
So just a field goal difference between them, but Limestone was glad to be able to keep it to 3 after giving up a whole lot of yards on that drive. .56 yards in 16 plays, eating up 6 minutes and 37 seconds. Are the longest drive that we've seen. Limestone and Emory and Henry both had a couple that ended in punts at a bit over 4 minutes apiece, but that was a pretty good use of the clock and a good job of letting your defense rest, even though you didn't get the 7 you wanted. Limestone again sending Durisma and Rogers back deep. Wind has really died back in comparison to what we had a little bit earlier. And just as I say that, it picks up a little.
Mm-hmm.
Buckner, the sophomore. This boot's going to be receivable at the 10. Durisma, broke one loose and got up to the 27, and now multiple flags coming down. I suspect something like a face mask.
I'll tell you what, that was pretty good, him getting out of that first hole like that.
Yeah, I thought they had him at the 24. And he just somehow spun underneath it. And that's why I'm thinking face mask. Even though I didn't see anything in particular, but yep. And it's a personal foul variety, so 15 extra yards tacked on.
15 yards added on for the face mask. Saints will start out first and 10 from their 42.
So Limestone first 10 from the 42 after the generosity of that penalty. 3 wideouts. Single backfield like we're used to seeing for Limestone and for Emory and Henry for that matter.
All right, so now.
Still Leyland out there. Motion again. And it's going to be a legal procedure of some sort on the Saints. False start for 64. That's Owen Spell. So first and 15. So Limestone had 15 yards forward and now 5 back. Run up the middle is going to gain 2.
Standard run up the middle, so we'll see what that sets up on second down. Again, you still have 4:53 to work with.
Well,
here.
he only gave him a yard, so it's second and 14. Seen a lot of motion out of Jalen Jones, number 5.
Well, he's been everywhere today.
Play action.
Uh-oh, look out, look out.
Noller running. And we got a flag going backwards. So this one could be an additional penalty on Limestone. That's typically what you see unless they saw a face mask. But the tackle was from enough behind that I wouldn't expect that. I saw an arm point the direction of Emory and Henry. This one could be interesting.
You're on it again, Professor.
I don't know how they got it, but from the angle I saw it, you know, it's either going to be a bad block for the Saints, and there wasn't really anybody blocking, or a face mask. And it's first down because it's the 14 yards they had to go, so they get the 15 from the original line of scrimmage. Now it's first and 10 on the Emory and Henry 47. Two wide receivers each side, all going. And just enough for the first down, I believe. Get number 80.
Get that short to medium passing game clicking, and now you got yourselves a rhythm and new life after the penalty.
Stoltz very quickly into play. Play action. Oh, just missed. A little far in front of Stoltz.
He would have kept running all the way to Chet, all the way to Kings Mountain on that one.
Yes. I got to look up Stoltz on the roster.
Stoltz is 6'5", 200.
There you go.
Out of Hilliard, Ohio.
could just as much have been a tight end. He's now split near side. 3 wide receivers on the other side. And now motion as Jalen Jones comes this way. Stays in the backfield as a secondary outlet and a run up the middle for this time a gain of 3. 3rd and 7 after that first incompletion. So still a little bit of distance, but Limestone close enough. If they want to, they can treat this as 4-down territory. Oh, what an interesting play underneath to number 5, Jalen Jones, and he curls forward just enough for the first down.
Well worked play, threw it a little bit low, but was able, and there's that man again, number 5.
Yep.
Jones.
Well, and interesting, number 30, Lowndes coming in for the Saints.
And that's the big bowling ball.
Now 5'11", 250, I think 250 underestimates his weight.
He's a load.
1st and 10 from the 25. And 30 doesn't go anywhere. He's going to have a loss of 2 or 3. It's a loss of 3 to the 28.
99, Josiah Graham.
Somebody called timeout.
No.
Oh, 2-minute timeout, yep.
Oh, that's right.
I'm still getting used to that in a college game.
I haven't had to call a game since they changed it.
Oh, that's right, first home game, yeah.
I have watched a couple and watched it happen.
Yeah, and it's still hard for me. I watch a college game and like, why are we stopping all this? Oh yeah, 2-minute timeout.
And I remember how long ago the NFL added that. I mean.
Oh yeah.
There was a whole story about a terrorist attack called 2-minute warning that had to do with a Super Bowl.
Of course, the official term for it on the college side is the 2-minute timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Game coming in at halftime. Professor will do some stuff. I guess he might run over some of yesterday's action in the SAC. You and I were talking beforehand. I was also talking with my father about this too the other day. In some ways, it kind of feels like the SAC's a bit wide open when you look at the fact Wingate lost to Carson Newman, and by the way, it was Carson Newman, their 3rd-string quarterback. So, there's been some interesting results in the SAC this year.
Squeaked by Catawba yesterday. It was just a 1-point game.
So, yeah, there's been some interesting results in the early season. So,
Lenore Ryan's still top, 20.
Yeah, you would say they're the favorite still, but feels like there's a lot of chance elsewhere in the pack, though, to make a move, including for this Limestone team. That's why win today would be very imperative for them.
Yeah, I think we only ended up with like 2 games that actually got completed yesterday. Barton beat Anderson at Barton 27-13.
Look out, pressure.
But late pressure and wide open. Number 3 for the Saints, Trey Williams, with, I believe, his 2nd reception.
Boy,
No, that's the 2nd touchdown, but that's his 1st touchdown. We've had Leyland Stoltz, Jones, and now Williams.
Listed as a tight end, 6'3", 220 out of Calhoun, Georgia. And again, Professor, Noller just put that right in the old breadbasket.
Yeah, and that pressure was way late, so Noller had plenty of time to set that one up. Deneen for the extra point.
Showing you why he's one of the finest quarterbacks in the United States.
Boots that one through, and that makes it 27-17. Saints up by 10.
If you ask me, really big drive from an Emory and Henry perspective. I mean, it's already a blow that you have giving up a touchdown here, you feel like if you're Emory and Henry, you need points on this drive before the half.
You don't have a lot of time either, 1:54.
Now, I don't see it here on the scoreboard. Do you happen to know what the Emory and Henry timeout situation is?
Well, our scoreboard, we haven't taken any off because we don't have it on the scoreboard, so they're not doing it. So that just shows 3 each. It's actually 2 each because Limestone was assessed 1 for the unsuccessful review, and Emory and Henry took 1 last drive or the one before it. So that's where I believe that stands in terms of timeouts remaining. Live stats doesn't really take advantage of that or show you what that is. Peoples and Harrison deep for the Wasps. Deneen to kick off. Now, the last couple of kickoffs he's put deep, and he's got the wind. Well, it's sort of more sideways than down the field, but at least it's more at his back than against him. Oh, and this one's deep. You know, he basically hit the end line, or just shy of it. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25. Doesn't need any time. In some sense, that's not a bad option.
This, by the way, is a cross-divisional game with Emory and Henry in the Mountain and Limestone in the Piedmont. Limestone will play a Mountain team again next week when they go to Tusculum. Well, it's still scheduled like that. It depends on.
Yeah, we don't know where that's going.
We don't know where that's going.
Because Tusculum's in an area that I'm sure has seen some issues. By the way, the other game was Carson Newman going to Catawba and just squeaking by 35-34. Catawba, after a couple of tough years, finding some offense against a good Carson Newman team. They were showing signs of past glory themselves after a few years in the doldrums. Oh, beautiful pass up the middle to Peoples. I mean, it was a little like one of the ones we saw earlier for Limestone where you thread the needle the only place you can, and you got like 3 or 4 defensive backs surrounding the play, but they can't get to the ball. Quick play going forward, and
watch his running
turning
ability.
Into a running, but he's not getting much here. Gain of about 3. Because when you slide down like he was to avoid getting slam tackled, they have to mark it right when they start the slide. So 2nd and 7. Clock moving at just over 1:05. And this is going to be a sack.
All right, let go. There you go. All right.
Loss of at least 5. No, 4. You know, they're going to give them only a loss of 4.
You're going to get a timeout here.
Or no, it's a loss of 5. So 3rd and 12. They take what should be their second to the last timeout. They should have 1 remaining. 55 seconds on the clock. Still enough time to do it when you rely on the big play, and both of these squads have for the most part.
So 55 seconds left in the half. 27-17 Limestone. An offensive football fan's dream. College football on a Sunday afternoon here on St. Sports Network and Flo Sports. He's the professor, Dr. Scott Berry. I am merely Seth Eves, and
not merely.
We have, again, like I said earlier, we're having a good old time. And again, Professor, if offense is your cup of tea, you found the right channel.
Yes. But, you know, there have been a couple of punts. Emory and Henry has punted once, Limestone twice.
And we did see a big special teams return by Emory and Henry.
One thing we have not seen is an interception, although both quarterbacks have thrown one ball that could have easily been intercepted. And no fumbles.
And Noller had a pick that was ruled out because it was an offside against the defense.
That's right. Up the middle. Oh, drop ball as number 0 on the defense for the Saints, Josh Shodepo.
Professor, you just about did it. You were just talking about Well, he needs an interception. We were that close to having one. I was gonna take my headset off and get out of here if he had intercepted that. Goodness me.
No, I may have jinxed it rather than willed it into existence.
Wow.
So that does bring up the punt team. And Limestone, with 50 seconds on the clock now, you know, can run the big offense and see what they can get, at least if they don't put themselves in a big, deep hole here. And it's the guy that dropped the ball, Josh Shodipo, who is back to receive this one. He's standing on his own 19. And now Limestone calls their second timeout.
Well, that's what we were just talking about. That's like the worst case scenario from an Emory and Henry perspective, that you give the ball back, and like I said, Limestone still has some time to operate here.
Well, and Emory and Henry would love to just have no further score because they do get the ball to open the second half. They deferred. A very quick timeout for the Saints. This play starts at the Emory and Henry 39. Whew. Limestone's receiver at the 19 of Saints territory. Second punt for Emory and Henry. The first one went 49 yards. Limestone got some players close. This one doesn't go very far and doesn't get too much of a bounce, and it's going to be downed at the 31.
So you got, what, 42 seconds and 2 timeouts? You got some stuff to work with here.
No, you only have one timeout because
one timeout, okay.
Limestone, remember, got charged one for the review.
Right.
So you should have one remaining timeout. Ignore on the score bar and the screen that you guys are seeing because we're not keeping up with that. We are trying to keep possession going, though, correctly. Leyland is in the backfield. 2 wideouts each side. And kind of a prevent defense. Looks like they're only going to rush 3 or 4 for Emory and Henry. Only got 3 down linemen with a couple of, now they're going to rush. Nope, they're going to rush 3. Noller steps up, floats it forward, and just a little bit out of the reach of Trey Williams, number 3.
Man.
Well, if you're the coaching staff for Emory and Henry, you're kind of happy about that one because it looked like it would have been trouble.
Yeah. I think you're more than kind. I think you're a lot happy.
Williams, a junior out of Calhoun, Georgia, the target there. And Noller out of Rock Hill, South Carolina. And Limestone, that should be their last timeout.
Yep. I think we got an injured Emory and Henry player over on the far side, too.
Well, then maybe it's not a called timeout. Then this might just be a injury. Yeah, he's just being helped up to his feet. Number 17. Find my list here. Elijah Harper, junior defensive lineman out of Anderson, South Carolina. Transfer from D1 Charleston Southern.
Yeah, they've got a few D1 transfers on that defense.
So 2nd and 10 for the Saints. Clock down to 36 seconds. Quick pass to Trey Williams, and he breaks one tackle and gets to the sidelines with a gain of 13 for a first down. Clock down to 29.
Good work there. You get the pass, you get the extra, you get the yak, yards after catch, and you're able to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
Since we don't believe Limestone used their last timeout on that last one, it was just the injury. Leyland there in the backfield, but he's a blocker. Little play action, good step forward for Noller. This is a running play for Noller. He's going straight to the sidelines for a gain of 5 or 6.
Good blitz pickup by the offensive lineman on both sides, but no one was downfield, so Noller just had to take off and get out of bounds.
Yeah, instead of a coverage sack, though, Limestone with a little bit of a gain. It's second and looks like 3.
And you still have 22 seconds to operate.
Play coming in from the sidelines. 3 wideouts near side, 1 on the far. Leyland is a receiver.
Look out. Uh-oh.
Kind of a shovel pass in the direction of Leyland. So it's, regardless of whether he was outside the tackle boxes, it's just an incomplete pass that took the clock down to 15, 3rd and 4. So you got 2 more shots, assuming you don't get a first down. And with 15 seconds, maybe 3 if you do get a first down, but you got to keep it at the edge of the field. Well, you do have 1 more timeout, so that would be Limestone's solution if they get a first down in the middle of the field. Noller wrapped up, and that is going to take the clock down below 10 seconds.
Yeah, they ruled him down. Ball came out, and Emory and Henry was running the other way with him.
Limestone not moving to call a timeout. They're going to just let the time run.
All right. What a first half.
And that is the end of the first half. Limestone wisely deciding, no, we're not getting anywhere here. Let's go to the locker room, talk about where we are, and they're comfortable with a 10-point lead here, 27-17. Offensive numbers, passing yards, Limestone 290, Emory and Henry 150. Rushing yards, Emory and Henry 60, Limestone just 18. But that means total yards are 308 for the Saints and 210 for Emory and Henry, and that's kind of reflected in the score at 27-17. Any final thoughts before we show them some commercials, Seth?
Yeah, just a lot of offense, and Limestone in a good bit of rhythm, and now this is where both coaches make those halftime adjustments that are always critical.
Yes, and can certainly change the course of the game once we come out in the 3rd quarter. And remember, Emory and Henry with first possession. So we'll show you a few minutes of commercial and then let you listen to the sounds of the field. We don't have a prepared halftime show for you or anything like that. We'll come on with a few minutes to go before the second half and run through some other things going on in Limestone sports. On behalf of the rest of the crew, I'm the Professor Scott Berry, Seth Eves helping me out, Christian Cruz doing the switching. We hope you join us for the second half after these messages from Limestone University and Flow Sports.
welcome to the field your Limestone University dance team. Hey fans, don't forget to come out and count on Limestone University for exciting home competitions in all our sports. This week's schedule includes Monday, September 30th through October 1st, the men golfers of Landry University for the Bearcat Ball Classic. It's at the Reserve at Birthday in Greenville, South Carolina. And this coming Tuesday, October 1st, field hockey will be at Landry in Greenville, South Carolina at 7 p.m. And women's volleyball will be at Newberry at Gaffney, a home game at 7 p.m. They'll be playing Newberry here at Gaffney, women's volleyball. And Wednesday, October the 2nd, women's soccer will be at home at Newberry at 5 p.m. here on Saints Field. And the men's soccer, who by the way won today, will be hosting Newberry at 7:30 p.m. here on Saints Field. Friday, October the 4th, the women's tennis will be at Landry University, Landry Invitational. Women's volleyball will be at Emory and Henry at 7 p.m. And next Saturday, October the 5th, women's tennis will be at Landry Invitational in Greenville, South Carolina. Field hockey will be at Wingate at 1 p.m. And football will be at Overload at Tuscaloosa next week at 1 p.m. Women's soccer will be playing Carson Newman at 5, and men's soccer, Carson Newman at 7:30. And next Sunday, October the 6th, women's tennis at Landry Invitational, women's golf at Lee Ann Noble Memorial, men's golf at the Limestone Fall Invite. And for full Limestone Saints schedules and ticket information, please visit www.golimestonesaints.com. And Saints fans, don't forget to stop by Limestone University Bookstore merchandise trailer today. Pick up all your Saints gear. Limestone University Bookstore merchandise trailer is located behind the home bleachers, close to the west side of the stadium. Stop by today, get your official Saints gear, and wear it loud and proud. And a big shout out to Spartanburg Regional Hospital. The Athletics Department right flanks Spartanburg Regional Hospital, being the official healthcare partner of Limestone University Athletics.
something I can do. I mean, it's normally now. It's up right now. It's normally very beginning of it, we had one of the penalties. Well, we use it for pickup.
Try it all the way down and
Test 1, 2, 3.
We are there.
All right. Perfecto.
Back on at the Rock. I'm the Professor Scott Bear along with Seth Eves as we get ready to bring you the second half of this game. Currently Limestone on top over Emory and Henry 27-17. Actually, let's change to the really wide camera so you can see that there's something happening on the field.
Hate to keep, belaboring the point, but again, it was just a first half that belonged to the offense for each team.
Yes. Well, Limestone, a little more possession, maybe a little more defense, and was able to get a couple more scores. Currently, number 6, Limestone Saints up against Catawba in a game delayed from yesterday in men's soccer or men's football if you're of the international persuasion. And they are currently up 4-0. And they're still in the first half.
Wow. Talk about offensive explosion.
4 different goals scored, including the first 2 goals were 15 seconds apart.
Talk about offensive explosion.
Yes. So quite the effort from the Saints on the pitch today. The women's game to follow afterwards. These are makeups from yesterday. Probably as much as anything, Limestone not wanting to travel yesterday and enough other things going on at Catawba. They did end up holding their football game yesterday, however, and just missed upsetting Carson Newman, who's undefeated on the season. Well, I just saw a 40-yard attempt by their field goal kicker go well through the uprights as the winds died back a little bit. Although, well, just as soon as they say that, I get a gust in the face from my one open window here in the press box.
Yep.
Let's take a look at some of the stats here from the first half. Limestone margin, a 12-10 margin in first downs. Emory and Henry rushed 21 times for 60 yards, averaging 2.9 per. Limestone 15 carries for just 18 yards, or 1.2 yards per carry. Receptions, a whole different story. 7 receptions for Catawba for 150 yards. Oh, by the way, Seth, don't forget to come in and get your paperwork here.
Oh, yeah. Give me
for the second half.
Give me just 1 second then. All right.
It's off. Yeah, we were having some issues with early in the broadcast with that extra sound you were hearing. It was a camera mic that was picking up play calls. We didn't hear it because it wasn't coming through our broadcast. Anyway, back to the stats. 7 receptions for 150 yards, 21.4 yards per. Limestone, 10 receptions for 290 for 29 yards per. 7 of 15 for Mutter, and Noller 10 of 16. Total yards 210 on 36 plays for Emory and Henry. Limestone 308 yards on 31 plays. 5.83 yards per play for Emory and Henry, and 9.94 for Limestone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Almost a first down a play.
Now, 1 kick return for Emory and Henry, but it was 89 yards. That gave them a very short field again. And 2 for a total of 32 for the Saints. Penalties, 4 for 40 yards for Emory and Henry, 3 for 11 for the Saints. Punts, both had 2 punts, 39.5 average for Emory and Henry and 31.5 for the Saints. Time of possession, just a few seconds separated, 15 minutes and 10 seconds versus 14 minutes and 50 seconds. Limestone with an extra 20 seconds of possession time. Third down efficiency, 5 of 9 for Emory and Henry. Those are impressive numbers. 2 of 5 for the Saints, and the only 4th down attempt was a miss for Emory and Henry.
Now, repeat, what's Emory and Henry's third down in this game again?
5 of 9.
I knew they had quite a bit, and I knew they converted a bit. There you go, 5 and 9.
Okay, I'm trying to get it to update. My poor iPad's being very bulky right now. It's almost as if I've lost connection network-wise. Oh, I know what's happened. They're doing some game reset stuff and the stats have just gone away. Well,
there you go.
So much for that. Both teams coming onto the field, 15 minutes on the clock, and we're about ready to get started here in quarter 3.
Well, I said it was a big possession at the end of the first half for Emory and Henry. This is going to be a big possession for them right here.
That's right.
Start of the second half.
If they don't want to get that margin getting bigger and bigger, if they want to start closing it down and get back into this game, they need to score here. I mean, they're only 10 points behind. There's still plenty of time. We know the offense of both sides are quite capable of scoring in a hurry with big plays. Now, Deneen, last couple of kickoffs in this direction have done a pretty good job of going to the back half of the end zone and just being touchbacks to the 25. Same pair, Peoples and Harrison, deep. Tall spiral. It's going back there too. That one went over the end line by a yard or two. So 1st and 10 for the Wasps from their own 25.
All right, so
Emory and Henry taking their time coming out on the field. They're already down to 16 on the play clock.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they already have their play called.
Last thing you want, though, is to delay a game.
Oh, no, they reset it anyway. They got
there
a
you go.
fresh 25, so
There you go.
they weren't in that much trouble.
There we go.
Three wides this side, one on the far, so 4 wideouts. Play action. And a good pass up the middle. Number 14, and he's got a path.
One man to beat.
Pushed out of bounds at maybe the 2-yard line.
That's Abshar, who had that touchdown earlier today for them.
Cam Abshar, the sophomore out of Roanoke, Virginia, 6'4", 185 wide receiver.
Oh, flag. Back at the 30-yard line, so negate the big play for Emory and Henry.
Yes, so much for that.
I was wondering why everybody was going back that way, and I was like, oh, there's a flag. Well.
So they're marching back 5 yards. There's an ineligible receiver downfield.
Oh, okay. All right.
Was the call. So at least somebody in the booth here, I could hear it enough on my microphone to tell what was happening.
Yeah.
What looked like a double reverse because of the motion of the players turns into a short yardage gain running play that's maybe going to get a yard.
Yeah, he kept fighting there, but too many blue shirts for Jackson to do anything
Lots
with
of
it.
running, but all sideways.
Yep.
Sometimes you can break enough outside and curl around, but not to happen that way. 2nd and a short 14, long 13. After the 1st and 15 with the ineligible receiver downfield. 3 wideouts, 2 near side.
Blitz.
Oh. Contact by Limestone's number 2, Malachi Ray, and the quarterback, but he was slowing up as he did it and nothing called there.
I'll tell you what, man. Malachi Ray came out there like he was shot out of a cannon.
Well, and nobody picked him up at all, including the quarterback who was making the throw before he got lightly hit, I'll call it. So 3rd and long 13. No, actually just 3rd and 13 now that I look at where everything's lined up. Shovel pass forward, gets made, but that might have gained a yard or two.
That's a heck of an improv, though.
Yes.
By the thrower and the receiver, because the receiver had to catch it with one hand.
Well, and he wanted to be going the other way, but had to kind of slow himself down going backwards while he caught it. That's going to lead to an early punt, and that's not what you wanted to have happen if you're Emory and Henry's coaching staff.
I'll tell you, so yeah, Emory and Henry, the penalty proves to be very, very costly.
Oh, yeah. Difference between being on the Limestone 2 versus your own 50 or 20 after that 5-yard mark-off. And this one's a pretty good punt all the way back to the 35-yard line and only a 3-yard return. But Limestone in fairly decent field position on their own 38 when they come out on the offensive side here early in the 3rd quarter.
So now let's see what this high-flying Limestone offense can do.
Well, and what did Limestone clearly had made at least some adjustments defensively, because there was a lot more pressure on the quarterback for Emory and Henry in that short series. They started out with nobody in the backfield. Now they brought a much tighter formation. Leyland caught from behind, and he's got a loss of at least 1.
Good tackle there by Ian Rea out of Glade Spring, Virginia, number 95.
Well, and just a good job of breaking through, getting him from behind and hanging on. He caught him 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It ended up a loss of 1 as Leyland pushes the tackle forward. So 2nd and 11 for the Saints after the loss. Play action, quick shovel pass forward. A nice little leap, and that's enough for a first down.
Look, that wouldn't have looked out of place in the Summer Olympics in Paris, that hurdle. My goodness.
Well, you go for that low chop block, you are liable to let that by. And what looked like, a play to get most back, got it all. And it's 1st and 10. This one's for Leyland. He has to bounce out and bounces in and still gets, after that forward motion, a gain of 5.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was like a miniature chicken salad play right there. He was able to, get only 5 yards, but, it looked like it was going to be like a 1-yard gain at best.
Now, when you get 3 yards, 5 yards on first down like that.
Oh, it's huge.
Gives you so many options on 2nd down. 3 wideouts, 2 near side.
I wouldn't be surprised they took a deep shot right here.
Play action. And that's pass interference, clearly.
Yeah, he got bumped in the back.
Contact way before the play happened.
Yeah, Addison Kitsley is expressing his displeasure, but it looked like, at least
from my angle, that's a clear pass interference because you can't go through the other player to get to the ball.
Right.
Even if it's your right to get to the ball, but you can't go through a player to do it. And
he got there, and it was a little bit early too. So.
They're marking the spot of the foul. They moved the flag. So 1st and 10 for the Saints.
There you go.
So the Saints 10 yards away from the red zone on the Emory and Henry 30, and the Wasps have to stiffen that defense. Of course, shorter field helps a little. Single running back in the backfield. That little motion in and out by Trey Williams. Oh, just missed Jalen Jones, and if he catches that, he's gone.
I think he might have been running before he caught it.
And yes, with number 21, who we've called many times, Jarrell Harrison, the junior out of Virginia Beach, right there to potentially make a tackle, but
2 familiar combatants in today's game were right there on that play. 10:48 to go in the
that play
third.
worked so well, even though it didn't complete because of what they did in the inside, making it look a lot like a running play. This time Leyland has it, and he's going to get a couple. Make it 3rd and 9. He's going to get 1. Now it'd be interesting to see if Limestone doesn't get the 3rd down here, if they go for it on 4th, treating this as 4-down territory. It's a long enough field goal attempt if you don't get anything here.
Looks like over there on that left side over there, looks like top of your screen, looks like they want to bring that extra blitzer.
They did, but not enough time, and good pass breakup. Perfectly defended against number 80 for the Saints. Jack Stoltz.
So go ahead.
Who was it for them?
Shendrick Can, junior, 6'1", 175-pound junior from Pinellas Park, Florida, and Clearwater High School.
There you go. So 4th down, and Limestone's going to actually go for the field goal. And bring out Deneen.
This will be a 46.
40, yeah, closer to 47, I think. He's got the distance. And it's good.
Bullseye.
So Limestone stretches the lead to 13. It's not a record for the Saints. The record's in the 50-plus yard territory for Limestone. But that's pretty maybe the longest field goal of the year for Deneen. And keeps at least the scoring going for the Saints. Do we have an official timeout? Can't tell. It is an official timeout, so let's go ahead and take a 30 and be back. Back here at the Rock. See if I can get that last drive summary. Seven plays, 36 yards on that one. So 2 penalties early in the 3rd quarter have really cost the Wasps. And both of them kind of avoidable.
Indeed. If you're Emory and Henry, at least you gave up 3, not 7.
Yes.
So you're still somewhat in this game with 9:55
But you don't
to
know
play in
that
the
first
third.
of those penalties, you've tightened the game up, because from the 2 you would think you can push through 7.
You're still in this game, though, 9:55 to go in the third.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of time. Big boot again by Deneen, and they're just going to watch it go, and that one just shy of the end line. Both teams, doesn't really matter how much time of possession, they should be at least reasonably rested from halftime.
Yeah, you should have your adrenaline back going after one series too. Well, each team's had a series on offense.
Well, and you've also had chance for, say, the offensive coordinator to talk to his offense and say, hey, you know, we can't make stupid mistakes like this. Let's get this corrected, and we're right back in this game. Because in fact, you score a touchdown, you make it a 6-point contest if you get the extra point.
Oh, there's your double. There's your
There's
reverse.
the reverse. And a gain of 6, I think.
Limestone with good pursuit.
They're going to give him 7 on that. So
wow.
2nd and 3.
Number 1, Sean Brown's up. Gain of 7.
Well, a team like Limestone, where defensive speed and offensive speed are a big deal, you know, misdirection plays like that can sometimes get you caught. 2 wide receivers far side, 1 near. Handoff right up the middle, and they're going to get it. First down with a gain of 4. Jackson has been a workhorse, and that should get him with a total gain of 82 yards, or no, 83 yards and a net of 82. So he's nearing 100 yards on the afternoon. This time he's only going to get 2.
Guess who was there again? Luke.
Yep.
It's like, got a guy down here. Sean Brown, the Myrtle Beach native, the grad student.
Looks like maybe a cramp here for number 1 for the Saints down on the field. The trainer comes over and
Quickly helps him up.
yeah, halftime, that soccer game is 4-0 Limestone. 6th ranked Saints doing what they need to do there. Two wideouts far side, 2 near. And Limestone with a blitz from the outside. That left some open coverage underneath, and just enough on that play to get a first down with a gain.
I like the look of Peoples.
9.
I like the look of Peoples, man. He shifted and made a nice move to get him a couple of extra yards there. Nice pass there by the Wasps.
Well, and those couple of extra yards were the difference between a 1 yard to go for the first down and a fresh first down.
We're under 8 minutes to play in this third quarter.
But you're less than 2 scores apart. Limestone. We've got a.
It's a late flag. You want to get him like leading with the. I thought he led with a shoulder, but.
Yeah, if it's targeting.
I think the crowd's reaction told you who that was against.
And now we're going to get a review.
This determines whether or not he stays in the game.
And I don't know that that one's a coach's call, but a automatic review. But we'll see if it's unsuccessful for the Saints, if they charge timeout against Limestone.
Our next football broadcast will come to you on October the 19th when Wingate comes to town. Now, you won't be here.
No, I will not.
But I will. I'll be on the call for that game.
I will be in Oregon Western Oregon for a wedding.
Oh, there you go.
It's been so many years since I've been out in that part of Oregon, back when I was a grad student. And a different time of year, because it'll be cool, hopefully by then.
Oh, yeah.
Mid to late October.
For sure. But we'll have plenty of other events at the Saint Sports Center between now and then, so
And we got doubleheader soccer on Saturday following as well. No foul for targeting.
Wow. That is massive.
So it's just a gain, and it's 2nd and 6. So no foul at all. Not just, because you can have a foul for, excessive roughness or, whatever, and not have targeting. But this one, no foul at all.
So you got 2nd and 6 from the Saint 49.
Motion, and there's the handoff that we saw that went big before. And Limestone a little more aware of that one, and a gain of 3, I think.
I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count on who made the tackle.
Oh, Luke Janek, right?
Yep, you got it.
So 3rd and 3. But a little better pursuit that time from Limestone on the end around for Peoples. See why they use him, though. He's got so much speed. Pursuit, do not get him. And he actually is going to make 1st down.
It's a good effort. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap. That is a heck of an effort by this quarterback, Charles Mutta III.
Yeah, it just kept going. Never let anything phase him. He made it all the way up to the 40 for a 1st down in Limestone territory. Keeping the drive alive, and a much better result than drive 1 this quarter. Now, we've not seen them air it out like they did the opening part of the 2nd half. Pass play all the way. And a good catch for a gain of 6 or 7, depending on how they mark it. 7. So 2nd and short for 3 yards. This is the kind of number. This is where you can air it out, because you got the running backs to be able to push it through. You would think 3 yards on one play, so you can do a pass play here. They don't. And no gain. So 3rd and 3. So now, because you ran a running play there, are you forced to do a pass play here because the running play is expected, or quarterback Mutter going up to his line to tell them something?
Trips to the quarterback's left, so we'll see.
Yes.
Looks back for the play, down to 9.
Plenty of time. Oh. Almost intercepted, but because the miss on the interception, almost caught by number 88, Shikari Moselle. So 4th down, but I'm assuming they're just going for it.
Yeah, you're kind of in the proverbial no man's land. Probably too short for a punt, too long for a field goal, and oh, by the way, you're down 13 late in the 3rd quarter too.
Just go for it.
That's what I would
think. If you give it up on downs, you give it up on downs, but at least you haven't given a great field position to the other squad. It might be good, but it's not.
I'm not an analytics guy, but I bet the analytics probably say go in this situation.
This is
incomplete.
And it's because of number 16 for the Saints, Jeremiah Lomax, who stepped in front. He got his hand on that ball. He wasn't in a position to really intercept it, but he could certainly disrupt it, and he did. And it's Limestone's ball, 1st and 10 on their own 33.
Now you can maybe
about clock at this point.
Yeah.
The running game's really not working that well for them. They've got 26 total yards. I mean, Leyland has gained 37, but his net is 26.
I failed to mention this earlier. This is the 3rd all-time meeting between these two institutions of higher learning. Limestone's taken both.
Fake to Lowndes. Pass to number 3, Trey Williams, and gains a few. Should be 2nd and 7, maybe? Long 7.
Yeah.
Limestone in a tight formation right now, compared to what we normally see them spread out all over the field. So you wonder, and they've got Lowndes in there too. Yeah, it's a student body left, and he gets another 3 or so. Going to the out of bounds.
Talking about 3rd and what about 4, looks like?
Yep.
3rd and 5.
No, it's 3rd and 4.
Okay, the
Or
scoreboard said 5, so okay.
Limestone not waiting. Well, now they are. This time they're spread out a little more, but they've still got Lowndes in the backfield. No Leyland. He doesn't look hurt or anything on the side. We got a free play or not. It's called off, illegal procedure for the Saints, and that'll back them up probably to 3rd and 9. Number 56 on offense, Matt Hines, with the false start. Oh, soccer game now 5-0.
Wow. It's a big penalty. Now it makes it 3rd and 9, so we'll see what it lets Limestone do.
Toure with goal number 5. They've had different goal scorers for every goal.
That ball, like it might have gotten deflected. Tip at the line, incomplete. He'll bring up 4th down.
Wasp calling across the screen in front of me.
That's ironic. We're playing the Wasps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe not ironic's the right word. Maybe weird's probably the right word.
So 4th down, and Limestone's going to punt it.
You got Peoples back there, and he can be shifty.
He's got some speed. We know that.
Yeah.
Brian Frey for the punt. This one more for the distance, and this is going way back. And
oh boy, Peoples better be glad he didn't touch that.
oh, if he did, it's a safety, but instead, I think he got his hands out of the way at the last second.
Yeah,
and
which was good on him.
That puts it 1st down on the 20 for the Wasps, and they got back in the offensive mode pretty quickly. Now, they did move the ball the last possession, at least partway across the field before giving it up on downs. 2 wideouts far side, 1 near. Single backfield. Play action, short pass, and a nice job of moving after the play for number 88, Moselle. We called his name a little bit before. 1st and 10 from their own 32 now after the 12-yard gain.
Under 2 minutes to play in this somewhat fast-moving 3rd quarter.
Yes, compared to the first half, this one is flying by.
And all this talk about it being an offensive shootout, we only had 3 points. This
is a running play, and it's getting a yard. And number 63 for them is on the ground.
But yeah, again, all that offense in the first half, while we've had a grand total of 3 points so far in the second half.
Clayton Allen out of Maryland coming up with a little bit of a limp, but he says he's fine. Second and 11. Pass turned into a run, and that's a gain of 6, I think.
I'm just glad he's getting back up. That was kind of an awkward looking fall right there.
So 3rd and 4 for the Wasps on their own 38. Seen a pretty good mix of runs and passes, and a lot of imagination in how every pass plays a little bit different.
Oh, he took it from him!
Just literally thefted the ball from the.
Oh, he knocked off! Oh, is he in, Charlie? Yeah! Oh, wow!
Number 16 for Limestone, Jeremiah Lomax, who we saw break up a pass on the sidelines on the far side not that many minutes ago. Just literally pulls the ball out of the receiver's hands.
Sorry to step on you there, but I like how
No.
My God, what a play.
You were doing exactly the right thing. Don't worry about stepping on that. What a play. And the extra point is up and good. And now the lead a little bit bigger at 20, 37-17.
That's a game changer right there, folks.
Well, the expectations for Limestone as expressed by the folks at d2football.com, and I'm talking about the users of the board, not the people that run the board or anything like that, is you know, they have a pick 'em every week, and Limestone was not picked to lose as badly as they did to West Alabama, was picked to be far less of a margin of victory against Anderson, and this game ranged from Emory and Henry winning by 7-10 to Limestone winning by 14 or something like that. And right now, Limestone's starting to put a little more distance between them and the Wasps. A little change in the back. Number 32, Rudolph Paul, sophomore out of Douglasville, Georgia, joining Jarrell Harrison.
Everybody was taking a tumble there. Guy ran into his Lomax ran into one of his own offensive linemen who took a big tumble at the end of that play too. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Oh, right, yeah.
I
thought he got tackled early and it was just running into his own guy.
What a cookie return that was.
Deneen on the kickoff. Oh, this is a boomer as well. That one made it almost to the screen that's 10 yards behind the end line, or 8 yards behind the end line. Wow, that had some real distance to it. So again, 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Wasps, and can they figure out a way to get past Limestone's defense, which has stiffened up a bit? I mean, Emory and Henry in the third quarter has had on their drives -2 yards and punted it, a positive 42, gave it up on downs, going for it on 4th, and then no, that last drive's not correct because it says 80 yards for a touchdown. And
there you go.
They've not scored in this third quarter. It's 13-7 first quarter. Second quarter was 14-10 Limestone, but this one's 10-0. And a short run for a gain of 1.
Yeah, this is interesting. What do you do from a play call perspective for Emory and Henry? Because there's not a 20-point play in the playbook. So
no, you got to do it one score at a time.
We're going to the 4th,
and you only got a quarter to do it. You're down by 3 scores at 21 points. So not only do you have to score with your offense that you haven't yet done in the second half. We're going to stay here and not take a commercial, by the way. You've got to stop Limestone, which you really haven't done. And that's something that's going to be a tall order for the Wasps right now.
24th president of Limestone University. And everyone please stay tuned for more information regarding the inauguration.
By the way, one other game going on today, happening at Catawba, but Lenore-Rhine is the home team hosting Tusculum. That one could be interesting as well. So that one
in football, you said?
Yeah,
okay.
That was one of the ones delayed. They did cancel Newberry hosting UVA Wise and Wingate hosting Mars Hill. They're not going to make that. And right now, Tusculum with a 3-0 lead with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. So that's a bit of a surprise.
What's the score again? I'm sorry.
3-0 Tusculum over Lenore-Rhine.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting.
And Lenore-Rhine is currently ranked number 6 in the country.
What was that I mentioned earlier about the SAC could be wide open? I know it's early, but still.
Well, that's also very early in that game.
That's what
You're
I
right.
say. It is early, but still. All right, money quarter set to begin here at the Rock.
Good amount of time, and that pass was just off. Receiver was not moving toward the ball because he was planning on going back to get it. And there's a bit of a communication going on before the intended receiver, number 14, Cam Ebsher, and quarterback Charles Mutter, the third. So So just a miscommunication as far as where they were going, because that one was wide open. So 3rd and 9 after that incomplete pass. This one's pass play all the way. And picked off.
That was a rather easy interception if you think about it.
Yes, but it did require a bit of a leap.
Right.
So number 24 for Limestone. Lowry with the interception. And the Saints have excellent field position on the Emory and Henry 46. Leyland back in the backfield. One wide receiver near side. There was 2 on the other, and then a motion.
He's going deep.
And it's intercepted the other way.
Wow.
And his motion carried him into the end zone, but runs it all the way back to the 42.
You got a flag near midfield.
Well, and if that's against Limestone, you would think that Emory and Henry's going to decline it. It's against Limestone. It is declined, and the result is the 4th interception of the season for Limestone's Dustin Noller.
Sean Collins, Jr. out of Salem, Virginia.
Just didn't have quite enough on that, and
had the pick.
Collins did a great job of just getting enough distance, and the receiver for Limestone just a little out of reach. Even though he had a step on him, that if the pass is a little short, that step doesn't mean anything. As we see here, 1st and 10 for Emory and Henry. It's as if they had just gotten a first down when you think about it. Instead of throwing the interception and then getting it right back. Now, number 22, the first time we've called his number as a running back, Cade Snotherly, senior out of Asheboro, North Carolina, transfer from D1 Western Carolina.
Yeah, you're just going to say another one of those D1 transfers on this Emory and Henry roster.
And he stays in. Not that number 7, Jordan Jackson, hasn't done well. He's got 86 yards, 84 net, 4.7 yards per carry. So this is to get a little bit bigger running back in there, I think. And another running play. This one's going to get maybe a yard, maybe nothing. It got him 2 yards. They're back.
Found it interesting that they called 2 run plays right there to start off.
Yeah, they had a loss of 2 and then a gain of 2. And now Jackson's back in. Wonder if Jackson had an equipment issue and just had to go to the sideline too. You would think this is a pass play or play action with 3rd and 10 from your own 42. Oh boy, tough, but a great recovery, and just couldn't get that through. That would not have gone for a first down.
But did you mention, Dubber, that's a new quarterback for Emory and Henry.
Oh, did they change quarterbacks?
That's Cole Lambert, the sophomore from Abingdon, Virginia.
Interesting. And Emory and Henry forced to punt. No way you're going for it at 4th and 10. Limestone sends back Josh Shodipo. He's standing on his own 11-12 yard line area. Low. This one will bounce and roll. Oh, nice pickup off of the bounce. And a decent gain with a lot of players around him for Shodipo. That takes guts to pick that up. But I understand you let that go from that part of the field and you might have a ball downed in your own 5. So maybe a good choice. Now for Limestone, Noller and Leyland remain in.
12:58 to go, and we'll see what Limestone can do here as they try to kill clock and maybe get another score just for good measure.
Loss of 2 there for Leyland. We've seen a lot of those little 1-2 yard loss plays by the Limestone running back. Second and 12 for the Saints. Noller with Leyland next to him. 4 wideouts, 2 each side. There's the target Noller was going for, and just both defender and offensive wide receiver overran that one. So 3rd and 12. Intended target Trey Williams for the Saints. Defender Addison nicely. 5th year senior for the Wasps. Out of Abington, Virginia. That's fairly close to where Emory and Henry is. Play action. This time they get 3 and another little leap.
Yeah.
He got close to the first down. They are right near the marker from where they're marking it. Are they going to measure? We might see that for the first time today. No, they need to move people out of the way so they can move the. So an official timeout to move the chains.
All right.
But Emory and Henry was either standing in the way because they objected or just were standing in the way and didn't realize they were moving the chains. Or that they were in the way of moving the chains. Pass. This one's another big one looking for. And Limestone's Jalen Jones, again, a pass that was a bit underthrown, and he could not turn to the ball.
The crowd here wanted a flag, but I'm not sure that ball was 100% catchable.
It wasn't, and the player that there was contact with, that was not the reason why he couldn't get to the ball.
2nd and 10.
So 2nd and 10 for the Saints. A little bit better rush up the middle for 5.
Yep. Lowland on the run. 11:07 in counting.
And Limestone doesn't mind the clock running at this point.
Oh, absolutely not.
3rd and 5.
Mikey Jones in. Number 8, we haven't seen him since like the first quarter, along with number 11, Herman McRae, the tight end, although he's playing as a slot receiver on the near side. So 4 wideouts, 2 each side.
Don't think 3 was looking.
Well, at least not for it there. I think maybe Noller forced to rush that a little. 4th down, Limestone's just going to punt it.
Back there to the Wasps, number 1, Cam Fisher. And above the Saints, number 99, Brian Clark.
fray so far. 3 punts, 43 yards. He's had that one go forever, and this one again a low line drive and coming up to catch it and being caught almost immediately.
Good hit.
All legal, nobody hurt.
Exactly.
Number 46, Bradley Murtaugh on that stop.
But a decent punt and not much of a return. So a good job of flipping the field back the other way. 1st and 10 from the 28 for the Wasps after they come out of their huddle.
Each week, WZUQ will bring you Saints Huddle with head coach Jericho Cottrell. Every Monday from the Hines and Reagan Center.
I think we've got another break, but I don't see the red cap out there. I do. Thank you for.
Oh, there you. Oh, okay, there you go.
And that pass bounces to the intended receiver as number 12, Cole Lambert, getting a chance here either to shake up the offense or maybe just to get some playing time when Emory and Henry said this one may be out of reach.
Yeah. Still 10-19 to play.
Play action. A hit right when the play was being released, and number 38 for Limestone, which I don't have on my roster, so I can't tell you who it is.
38 is Jaden James, 6'3", 210-pound sophomore from Barnwell, South Carolina, home of the Warhorses.
Okay, for some reason he didn't make it on the list that got handed to me, but that's all right. You've got a different list, and that's fine. Pass all the way here. Well, not now. Pretty good run. It's got down to where it'll be 4th and maybe 1.
See, under 10 minutes to go.
4th and long 1, or yeah, just slightly more than 1 yard. And I think, yeah, they may have thought about it for a millisecond, but they're bringing in the punt team. Now, Emory and Henry, 4 punts, 41 yards. Limestone now 4 punts and 41.5 after that last one. End over end kick, and oh, it just died and went the wrong way from the Emory and Henry standpoint. Limestone's going to get it on their own 25.
So we'll see if Limestone runs it here. Do we see the? Do we still see the first team? What do we do here? Yep.
Well, they've changed out receivers a little bit because you got Mikey Jones, who hadn't seen a lot of playing time in, but you still got 3 and 5. Still got 88. Trey Robinson. I think that's who's here. It's either 80 or 88. Could be Stoltz. And Leyland took a gain of 1 and turned it into a gain of 5. 2nd and 5. He just got under the tacklers and scooted forward. Leyland, just a sophomore, if he stays healthy, going to be quite a running back. Motion. Hand off to Leyland again. Limestone wanting to eat more clock here. Gain of 1 with forward progress. As Leyland got pushed back.
Third down.
But 3rd and 4 to go. Tighter formation, running. Good play action. Everyone bought the running play, and it's a pass instead to number 3, Trey Williams, and big gain after the catch. That puts Limestone in Wasp territory at the 49. And Limestone's ready to go.
Indeed they are.
Play action. Big one. And Jones just didn't have good position. Great defensive effort for number 28, Alex Edwards, the sophomore out of Monroe, North Carolina.
Knows a little too about championship DNA football. He played at Butler High School there in Matthews, North Carolina.
Oh, that's right. That is one of the biggies.
One of the board traditional programs in the state of North Carolina.
Leyland remains in the backfield, as does Noller. Limestone keeping Noller in. A little bit of a delayed run because there was nowhere to go. He gets 2 yards out of nothing originally. But the clock continues to move as we are under 7 minutes and 20 seconds in the 4th quarter. Well, that call for that play didn't come in until 10 seconds. Underneath. Not quite enough for the first down. So Limestone, I'm suspecting, will go for it on the 4th and 2.
Jacob Robinson in there on the tackle again.
Nope, they're going to punt it. Frey's in there.
I'll tell you what, Professor, got to give a tip of the cap to this Limestone defense. Pitching a shutout in this second half.
Yes.
And getting a defensive touchdown, too.
When you think about the adjustments they must have made. Are they going to take a delay of game?
Nope.
It's a little bit of hang time here. Limestone forced to touch it back at the 12 when it gets a reverse bounce, but still deep start for Emory and Henry with 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this contest. They got a big deficit, but it's 3 scores. It's doable within that time. And they did stop Limestone there. That's why I think Limestone's sticking as much as they can to the ground just to make that clock go and make it tougher and tougher for the Wasps to get back in this one. Number 12, Cole Lambert, remains in here in the fourth quarter. Does have Jackson next to him, though. 16 yards shy of netting 100 yards on the game. He's got part of it there.
Number 7, Jordan Jackson.
Gain of 15-ish there, 14. That'll put him really close to 100 yards for the afternoon.
First down.
Clock now at 5.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, 98 net yards now for Jackson.
Emory and Henry's next scheduled game is against.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Another 13. Or, yeah, they gave him 13. So he's well into 100-yard territory in this game.
Next scheduled game we have for Emory and Henry is against Lenore Ryan. I'm not sure where it's at, but so does it get any easier for the Wasps?
No. Nice catch.
Oh, nice grab indeed.
Had to stretch for it. Ball thrown exactly where it needed to go. Given some decent coverage by Limestone's Camden Fagans. And Emory and Henry doing exactly what they need to do in this drive, and that is move the chains without eating a lot of time. We're down to 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Time is, however, starting to run short. A nice,
There he is again.
Same receiver.
He's had a pretty good day. I don't know what his stats are, but you've got him, I'm sure. But 14, Absher has had quite the day.
Well, he's got somewhere around 40, 50 yards receiving after those last two. I don't know if, yeah, they haven't yet shown up in live stats, so he's maybe even in the 50-plus yard territory.
Seems like he has more to me, but again, what do I know?
Plenty of time, and just overthrown and intercepted.
No,
he didn't have it in his hands well.
But yeah, you're right. A little too much mustard on it.
Doesn't eat up a lot of time though. 3 minutes 41 seconds.
Second and 10.
Some personnel changes for the Wasps. As Peoples is back in, as is number 86, Nate Tennell. Running play all the way. A little bit of a delay from Jackson, and he gets 4 from nothing by waiting for the play to develop.
Eric Williams at 17.
But the clock is running now below 3:30.
Third down and 6.
Oh, hit but no tackle.
Oh, he's still going.
He's got a touchdown.
Wow, great individual effort by Cam Peoples.
And that takes it to a 13-point margin, and with an extra point can get it to 12.
Touchdown, Wasp. Pass number 1, Cam Peoples.
Going for the single-point kick. No real need to go for 2 here.
No.
Ooh, bad snap. That scooted on the ball, but the setter, the holder did a great job of picking the ball up and getting it to the right place. And it's 37-24. as Emory and Henry at least making it at the moment a little more respectable. Margin at 13.
So we'll see. You would think Emory and Henry.
Yeah, Lenore Ryan getting close to scoring again, by the way. They're on the Tusculum 7.
I think Emory and Henry would be onside kick it here.
That is certainly something that you want to watch out for. They've put Leyland back. So they're at Limestone, definitely anticipating the onside attempt. There's nobody really deep for the Saints. But Limestone does have some speed back there. You got number 5, Jalen Jones. You got Leyland, the farthest back. So remember, it's a free ball if it goes over 10 yards. Anybody's can go after it, although the defensive team can call a fair catch if it's in the air. But normally in any kind of kick that might be a attempt at onside, you want the ball to be bouncing and hope that it has the right bounce and hits somebody and bounces back, or makes it impossible for Limestone to fall on the ball.
Indeed.
2:49 remaining. In fact, you're seeing a lot of kickers just try and kick the top of the ball in this situation. Well, more of a pooch kick, trying to pin Limestone deep, and Leyland does the right thing. Pick it up and fall.
Yeah, just fall down. No need to be a hero. There you go.
2 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in this one. Limestone with a comfortable 13-point lead.
This is going to be a good, I would say, a good second half effort. Again, I mean, I know they led at the halftime, but again, the defense tightening up in half number 2, that's going to end up being the real difference in this ball game.
Well, and I've seen a number of substitutions, not necessarily everybody. I mean, obviously, Knoller's been in for pretty close to the whole game. Lambert came, or not much there, but a gain of 1 maybe, but ate some time. Emory and Henry probably really is not at the point yet where they want to burn one of their timeouts.
This might just take us to the 2-minute timeout. 1 second difference between game and play clock. 14-3 Lenore Ryan.
Yes.
And there it is, 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout.
So we'll take a brief break and be back. We are back. 348 yards for the Saints, 223 for the Wasps. Knoller 15 of 29 with 1 interception, and the combination of the 2 quarterbacks for Emory and Henry, 14 of 32 with two picks.
Winding down the day. It's been good working with you again today, work today, Professor, and It's the second time we've worked a football game together, but the first in 5 years.
Well, in a completely different place, too.
Absolutely,
Instead of
yeah.
way up in the loft.
Oh, yeah.
That's Lowndes for several.
That was number 30, Preston Lowndes.
Emory and Henry does call a timeout here.
Timeout, Emory and Henry.
Find my mouse here. Oh my. Soccer game is now with just under 5 minutes to go, 7-0.
Wow.
And only one player has scored more than one goal, and that's Ngubu. Morel, Ngubu, Radoki, Lopez, Toure, Nakamoto, and Ngubu. But Ngubu has a hat trick and point, or four points, because he's got 2 goals and 2 assists.
Tune in or come out to the Rock on Wednesday night, 7:30.
And another one Saturday afternoon as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this team for the men is for real. I mean, I expect after a 7-0, or who knows what it ends up at, they're not going down in the standings. They'll stay where they're at or go up. Lowndes, nothing doing. Maybe a yard. And the Saints will bring in the punt team. But they did run the clock down to 1:43. Emory and Henry calls another timeout. Lenore Ryan Tusculum, no change in that, or no. Lenore Ryan scored another touchdown. It's 20-3. A fumble and a recovery for a touchdown.
And again here, 37-24 Limestone. Another good day for the offense. Defense had some issues in this first half, but got it rectified big time in the second half. And
that is absolutely right.
And they get another conference win. They're still undefeated in conference and get set. We'll see what happens next. Again, we know what they're scheduled to have next game, but we don't know what's going to become of it.
Kind of a short kick. Not much of a line. Well, not a little better Limestone roll, and that's going all the way down to the 39. So 1st and 10 from their own 34 for Emory and Henry. Got 1:35. So time is basically more or less run out. You got enough to score 1 touchdown, but getting 2 is tough here.
Yeah, you need the onside kick.
To work, yes.
After the touchdown. Yeah.
Our second quarterback remains in. And number 22's back there in the backfield. Airing it out. He caught it.
That was a good grab.
Well, that's the way to do it offensively. And player for Limestone hurt out on the field. Causes an official timeout. You were going to get. Timeout at least for the change of the down markers anyway.
.129 remaining.
So it's number 94 for the Saints, Aeneas Dean, who is limping to the sidelines. He's partly walking on his own power. He's got some help. 4 wideouts, 2 each side. Pass all the way, running for his life, and somehow gets that off and sends it in the direction of an actual receiver, even though it's way short, and it's just an incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Clock down to 1:14. Second and 10. 2 wideouts each side, a little more narrowly laid out. Good ducking under there for the
Intercepted.
interception. Number 0, Sharipo.
Uh-oh.
He's going to make it out of bounds at midfield. And that should do it for the game. Emory and Henry may have 1 timeout left this half. But Limestone can just do victory formation and finish it off if they want to. In fact, Knoller's under center, which we rarely see. Yep. Puts his knee down for a loss, but clock continues to run.
Yep. Again, good workmanlike performance, particularly in the second half.
Did it again?
They don't have to snap it again.
No, 40-second clock, so it's just going to run out. Saints take this one and move to 3-1, and Emory and Henry takes their first loss and falls to 3-1. So in the SAC football standings, in the Mountain Division, Emory and Henry falls to 1-1. Limestone goes to 2-0. And in fact, with a victory by Lenore Ryan, which looks like it's on the way, that will put Limestone in a tie for first in the Piedmont Division with LR. So not a bad place to be. We have Tusculum up next. And I have no idea what the situation is at Tusculum's home fields. You know, whether they're near any of the big problems. But by a week from now, you would think that unless it's an issue with power being restored, that at least access should be available. So we shall see. Maybe we'll even know more Monday at 12:30. That is our, by the way, next Saints Sports Network broadcast, the Saints Huddle with Jericho Crotchery as head coach comes and talks to Dennis Fowler from WZZQ Radio, who also does the pregame show off of his radio station out in the tailgate lot in the corner. And it'll always be interesting to see what Jericho says about this game.
I think he'll be pleased for the most part. I think he'll be. I think what he'll be most proud of is the fact is how the defense responded in the second half after giving up some big plays in the first.
Yes, and but it seems they fixed most of those problems. Really, only one positive drive in the second half for Emory and Henry as
So Limestone wins it 37-24 today in SAC action over Emory and Henry. So again, Saints Coaches Show. We got volleyball Tuesday, and then soccer on both women's and men's soccer both Wednesday and Saturday And our next football game will be on the 19th of October when Wingate comes to town. That will be a big one, and I'll be there for that. I'll be on the call for that one. Of course, Dr. Barry will be out in the great